Bruiser Bedlam presents International All-Star Championship Wrestling, where you're going to see a bunch of guys as tough as a Bruiser.
Bruiser, you, I know, have gone to all four corners of the globe to bring some outstanding talent for today's program. El Bracero will be here along with Muhammad Jihad Saad. Igor Zatkoff, the Russian, teams with Shotgun Willie in a tag team match, and it all leads up to a world's title match, a main event. The great Wojo, the champion, against Calyspo Jim.
I hope that Wojo gets what's coming to him. I can't stand him.
Ladies and gentlemen and wrestling fans, prepare yourself now for some more great wrestling action. First off, weighing 241 pounds from Detroit, Michigan, I give you the Streetwalker. The Streetwalker. And his opponent, weighing 236 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, I give you El Bracero. El Bracero. One fall, 10 minutes.
In such great shape, such great condition, El Bracero is.
Terry, is that better? Is that better?
El Bracero being checked over by referee Gene Lyons, facing off against the Streetwalker, clad from neck to toes in black. El Bracero, Bruiser, impresses me so much because every time I see him in the ring, I see something new and dazzling from him.
Well, he's just the type of wrestler that knows so many holds.
He's very innovative, too. I think he's made up a few of his own or a few variations on some holds.
He shows me holds, and I've wrestled for years, and every time I watch him wrestle, it's amazing the things I've never seen before happen.
Look at the way he's got his man tied up now, twisted up just like a pretzel.
This is some version of the surfboard, but it's his own version.
Man, he is causing a lot of pain, as you can well imagine, from the Streetwalker. El Bracero goes to work on the right arm of the Streetwalker. Streetwalker apparently walks the streets of Detroit, Michigan. That's where he calls home, and we are broadcasting from the beautiful Premier Center in the Motor City, Detroit. Very proud to be here, too, with Bruiser Bedlam, featuring the top stars from around the world. Half crab by El Bracero. We might see a submission here, Bruiser.
Well, I don't think so. I think El Bracero is playing with this guy just for a minute. He's trying. You know, a lot of wrestlers love to get real warm and to get a good sweat up. I think that's what he's working on.
Getting a good workout, huh?
Yeah, he feels he can beat this Streetwalker anytime. I can tell just the way he's toying with him.
We saw another version of the surfboard there by El Bracero.
That's what I said.
Oh, flipped his man right over. Streetwalker had no choice but to go over with that one, or he would have found his shoulder dislocated pretty quickly, I think.
Oscar referee.
El Bracero again twisting his man's arm. El Bracero out of Mexico, fireman's carry. Down goes the Streetwalker. Referee Gene Lyons in there checking the shoulders. Checking to see if the Streetwalker cares to submit. All the time, El Bracero is applying the extreme pressure here. The energy is gradually sapping out of the Streetwalker.
Yeah. I've seen him once before. Like I told you, at that particular time, I know his name because it's such a peculiar name.
What was that, Loser?
The Streetwalker's real name is Peckerhead Boac, and I've never forgotten it. He started, I think El Bracero kind of woke him up a minute ago.
El Bracero with a fantastic display of his repertoire of holds. Trying to get that jacket right over the head. That's one disadvantage to
El Bracero's going to show you a little bloodletting, I think, of his own.
Body slam by Bracero again. Clamps on his hold. El Bracero working very effectively on that arm. Probably about this point, that arm is virtually useless, I would think. Bracero continues to apply the pressure. Streetwalker. Bracero whips him off the ropes.
He's got him.
Caught him with a chop.
He's got him. Now he's going to play with him. He's going to play with him. Now he's got to, I think he's going to get him.
Big airplane spin. And Streetwalker. Uh-oh, watch out. There he goes to the top rope. And look out below. What a move. It's not every day you see something like that, Bruiser.
I know, fans, you're going to see a replay of that in slow motion. You've got to see that in slow motion, I know.
El Bracero, beautiful victory here today on Bruiser Bedlam, brought to you by the WWA and Bruiser Bedlam Productions.
All right,
let's take a look at it again. Sailing away off the top ropes. And just had to knock the absolute stuffing out of the Streetwalker. That's all she wrote. The winner, El Bracero.
Now let's talk about low prices. You know what a low price is, don't you, Sinister One?
In Chicago, the lowest price is what you get at Ben's Auto.
Right, Sinister One, but along with low price, Ben's Auto gives you even more.
More?
Yes, more, like low as $500 down with approved credit.
You mean Ben's Auto will sell me a car for $500 down?
Right, Sinister One, and what's more, the car is sharp.
A sharp car from Ben's for only $500 down? I couldn't conjure up a better deal from my crystal ball.
You're right about that, Sinister. Well, J.D. Bergman, welcome back to Big Time Wrestling. It's been years since we worked together. Are you still selling vacation homes?
Bob, J.D. Bergman Corporation has the most fantastic deal you've ever heard of. A fully complete vacation home and lot from only $16,995.
Oh, wait a minute. A vacation home and a lot from only $16,995 and payments from $122.69 per month. That's fantastic. Where's it at?
It's at Oakwood Shores near Wisconsin Dells at Castle Rock Lake.
You mean that you not only get a fully complete home and lot, but there's a lake there, too?
That's right, Bob. The 16,000-acre Castle Rock Lake, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Hey, that's also one of the best muskie and walleye fishing lakes in Wisconsin. How about swimming and boating, J.D.?
Bob, we've got our own beautiful swimming beach. And we've also got a private boat launching ramp and marina just for Oakwood Shores homeowners.
Fantastic. How can our wrestling friends out there find out more?
Today, Sunday, just call 654 between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Write this number down, fans, and call in the morning, 654.
If you missed it, get a pencil and paper. We'll be back later in the show, and we'll give you the number again. But remember, 312, that's Chicago, 654.
Available on all streaming platforms. It's professional wrestling's greatest, largest, privately owned wrestling library. All the classic hits, flips, slams, and pins of yesteryear are on one place. It's Ultimate Classic Wrestling. Check out the Nature Boy Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Mr. USA Tony Atlas, Tito Santana, Rick Martel, a who's who of professional wrestling's greatest spotlight stars ever to grace the squared circle, all in one place. Grab the best seat in the house for memories and mayhem on Ultimate Classic Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee for the next contest is Mr. Gene Lyon. Let's welcome from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 227 pounds, Rick Sampson. And his opponent from Beirut, Lebanon, weighing 238 pounds, I give you Mohammed Jihad Saad. Mohammed Saad. One fall, 10-minute time limit.
Mohammed Jihad Saad entering the ring in the traditional garb of the Lebanese. Has the flag with him and certainly has the prevailing attitude, so it would seem, toward Americans and American wrestlers, Bruiser.
Well,
certainly he's had his share of unkind remarks to say to you.
I'm certain he doesn't like me, but I know the feeling's mutual. I certainly don't like him.
One of the lovely ring attendants taking some of the garb of Mohammed Jihad Saad back to the dressing room. Rick Sampson, quite an impressive-looking young professional wrestler.
He's well built. Both these wrestlers are well built.
We'll see what kind of see how he conducts himself against Saad. They feel each other out here carefully. Lock up in the referee hold. Arm drag. Oh, two can play that game. Saad claiming that Sampson took him down with a tug of the hair. Those of us who are watching the screen, though, can testify that was not the case. Go behind takedown by Saad. In for the count. Impressive moves by Mohammed Jihad Saad on Rick Sampson. Takedown by Sampson. Stays on top of his man, has much of his weight on top of Saad, but only for a moment as Saad managed to get to his feet.
Uh-oh.
Lifts him right up, down, back in the suplex.
That's bad on the back of your neck. I had Luce do that to me 4 or 5 times, and I couldn't bend my neck for 3 weeks.
I believe it. Sampson certainly having his troubles. Saad, I think, Bruiser, is just a little bit crazy. Yeah. The way he rants and raves on his interviews, the way he conducts himself in the ring.
I don't think he's crazy. He's a little possessed.
Maybe crazy like a fox, huh?
Right, he's possessed. He's possessed that he wants to win. And you've got to give him credit for that. Like I said, I want some bruising tactics. This is Bruiser Bedlam, and that's what I want to see.
And certainly in the WWA, winning is everything.
Of course, I'd like to see Sampson giving out the punishment instead of Mohammed Saad.
Saad refusing to let his man out of the corner. He backs him into the ropes, whips him off the other side. Oh, clothesline. Vicious move by Mohammed Saad.
He's tough.
Sampson's got to be seeing a few stars at this point. Saad helps him back to his feet, up onto the middle ropes. And you could sort of call that a flying headbutt of sorts.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen that off the top rope.
Major headache for Sampson.
Yeah.
This guy is convincing, no doubt about it. When he puts on a hold.
Well, like Mohammed Saad is, like I said, he's possessed. And I don't think it's because he's crazy. He just wants to win. He's a winner, that's all. Even if you don't like him.
Whip off the ropes again. Over the top. Whoa, breaks it up.
That was a good move, even though I don't like it.
That could have been the end of the match for Saad, had he not broken him up. He scoops his man up. What's he got in store for Sampson here? Oh, power slam. Massive move. In for the count. That is it. Even though, as you said, Bruiser, you may not agree with his tactics, you have to admire the man's knowledge of professional wrestling.
Oh, he's going to do it again.
And he's a winner.
He's a winner. That's it. He might be possessed, but he's possessed. He wants to win.
Mohamed Saad not content with the victory. He wants to inflict some more punishment on Rick Sampson, who's thrown on the mat. He's had it.
Hey, look, come on down here.
There's no more fight left in Rick Sampson tonight. Bruiser Bedlam bringing you the best. Despicable act there by Mohamed Jihad Saad, showing his total lack of respect for his opponent. Let's see it again.
Here's another look.
The big power slam coming up.
Look at all that weight.
230-some pounds down on top of Rick Sampson.
Nobody wants to fool with monsters, but even monsters should have a friend, Sinister. Do the monsters in Chicago have a friend?
Monster number 1 says he and number 2 have a friend in Credit Man.
You mean Credit Man at Ben's Auto?
You mean Credit Man at Ben's Auto? Yes, they like him because he hates to say no.
Oh, why is that?
If he hates to say no, it means he has the guts to give a deserving guy credit.
All right, let me hear that again, the monsters. When you talk to the monsters, I like it.
Gentlemen, Bruiser Bedlam certainly doing our utmost to bring you top international wrestling stars from all 4 corners of the globe. We take you now via videotape to San Juan, Puerto Rico. You'll see Carlos Colon against McSlade.
Carlos Colon out against J.D. McSlade. They go collar and elbow. Colon comes up with a headlock. Colon circling now, looking for an opening on McSlade. Takes the takedown. Nice arm bar and a takedown. Comes up with the hook on the arm. In deep. Applying the pressure is Carlos Colon. Colon has been extensive training these past few weeks. In fact, immediately following his loss of the Universal Heavyweight Wrestling title to Dory Funk, Colon has increased the intensity of his training. And now, with a little pressure, some politics, the executives of International Championship Wrestling have forced the champion to go ahead and sign to defend that title against Carlos Colon. Carlos, a very happy man about that. And Carlos mentioned to me in the dressing room earlier that the wait was well worth it because now with Funk's name on the dotted line, Colon is resting a little more comfortably. He's sleeping a little better at night, but I don't think he'll be letting up any at all in that ring. Carlos wants to regain that Universal title. Colon now working on the arm of J.D. McSlade. McSlade with a little weight advantage here, but obviously Colon, the more experienced wrestler. Carlos slips in behind him, waist locks him, takes him down, and goes for that front face lock. McSlade trying to find an exit, but can't quite do it. Colon with a nice hip lock and the takedown. Drops in there across the arm and maintains the offense. Carlos Colon, a very versatile athlete. A man who can wrestle you defensively as well as offensively. And believe me, experts in the defensive side of the ledger are a rarity anymore in the sport. It's become so fast-paced that offense is certainly the thing that is the main concern of almost every top wrestler today. But Carlos, a very versatile man, as I mentioned, and very good on the defensive side. Tom Fornini, your referee, getting in a 2 count as McSlade moves up into the corner now. McSlade looking at the referee, throws that illegal punch on the break. Colon switches him off and catches him with a right hand and another as Carlos moves him into that corner, peels him cross ring. And Colon with a drop kick. And out goes McSlade. I've known Carlos Colon several years. I've watched his career, watched him wrestle. I don't think Carlos is any sharper than he is in recent weeks. Of course, he held that Universal title for a long period of time and was very distraught over the loss to them to Dory Funk. Carlos with a nice backdrop on McSlade. McSlade hits the deck. Colon brings him up. Body slam. And as he goes over, brings him up there. And the double kick goes to the leg. Applying the pressure now on the leg. Colon dropping the weight in there. A 2 count. McSlade gets the shoulder up. McSlade a little bit lax there, not realizing the shoulders were down, I don't think, until he heard the count of the referee. McSlade's going to have to open up here to get in this contest at all. If he had to give it away on points at this juncture, he would have to go entirely to Carlos Colon. Colon has controlled the offensive portion of this contest. And don't forget, coming up later on, we're going to be taking a look at the Invaders. Dr. D, David Schultz, man who has had a great amount of national publicity in recent weeks. And there it is. Colon with a figure 4 leg lock. Applies the pressure, tightens down on it, and McSlade gives it up. So it...
Hooray for One Stop Food and Liquors, 4301 South Lake Park Avenue. It's our only store named One Stop, 43 years on 43rd Street. Ad specials every Thursday in the Sun-Times Food Guide. Open 7 a.m., 7 days a week until 9 p.m. Sundays to 6. Buy now the leanest, freshest, meatiest short ribs of beef for only 99 cents a pound. Absolutely Chicago's lowest price at the Southside's most outstanding supermart, 4301 South Lake Park Avenue. Buy the can, buy the case. Hooray for One Stop. Hooray, hooray for One Stop. Hooray. Welcome to all our friends of wrestling. It's time for Monsters of the Mat. I'm Bob Luce, your host for this special edition of Fun and Blood. With me are the resident monsters of the mat. Monster number 1. And monster number 2. Thank you, monsters. We'll be back for more candid comments later in this segment. So long, monsters. Moving right along, it's time to call in our wrestling critic, Mr. J.D. Burke. And J.D., it's time for you to give us our pick of the week from the film classic archives of the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. What's your pick, J.D.?
Here's a great one, Bob. Superstar Graham versus Ivan Putski, the Polish Superman, and Bobby Heenan's managing Graham while handcuffed to the 420-pound Chris Taylor, the late, great bronze medal winner for the U.S. in 1972. It's June 14th, 1974 at the amphitheater.
You're so smart, J.D. And away we go!
All right, let's watch this one.
Let's see this one, J.D. I'm looking. Let's roll it, mister. Look at the 14th, 1974, we have Ivan Putski, the Polish Superman. He's in there against Superstar Graham. Now look at the quality of this film, fans. Is that fantastic? 12 years old as of this time we're doing this particular segment. And look at the quality of that film. I must tell you, fans, we were doing a great job back in 1974 with some of these classics. And they are truly classics in this day and era. There we see Ivan Putski, the Polish Superman. He's thrown into the ropes, comes off the ropes. Superstar Graham, always a rough, tough customer. But Ivan Putski, let me tell you, he's got everything going for him tonight because he came in here with a big grudge. Superstar Graham's saying a lot of bad things about the Polish people, not only in Chicago but around the country on national TV, and Putski took offense. So we set this match up. We decided we're going to have it right here in Chicago, where the biggest concentration of Polish fans are in the whole country. There's Al Lerner again. Now Al's moved around the ring. What Al's doing is picking up comments from various corners of the ring here with the different factions. Rashke, of course, rooting for Rashke, and they're doing something in the corner. And we know what Taylor's doing in his corner. He's containing Bobby Heenan with the handcuffs. Now you see that he's using some kind of a foreign object. And the referee, Percy Franklin. Percy Franklin, one of the great referees. Percy Franklin. Hey, Percy, nice to see you, buddy. Percy Franklin. Now you can see another tight shot of Bobby Heenan. Very unhappy this night because, of course, I'd be unhappy too. I mean, being handcuffed to that big guy, Chris Taylor, 400 pounds, just waiting to bang you around. He's just waiting for Heenan to make a bad move so he can body slam him on the cement. And as a matter of fact, we got to keep our eye on that. Here, Big Al Lerner's moved around now, and he's talking to Bobby Heenan. What do you think of that, Bobby? Well, I think it's ridiculous, but that's probably what Heenan is saying. Ivan Putski, the Polish Superman, one of the great... Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Heenan's gotten semi-loose in the corner, and whoa, there goes the body slam, handcuff. Taylor's going to throw him in the crowd. Don't throw him in the crowd. We'll get a lawsuit. Throw him in the ring. Holy Toledo. There he goes. He's carrying him around. Look at the strength. You know, Bobby Heenan is 6'1". Bobby Heenan weighs about 260 pounds. Look at the way that Chris Taylor handled him. Bobby Heenan, whoa, took a little shot there on the steps. Let me tell you, those steps have got metal cleats around the side. That's the steps the wrestlers go into the ring on, of course. Now, Taylor has loosened his handcuffs, and he's coming into the ring. There's something... Oh, wait a minute. Raschke jumped into the ring, and the match is out of control in Chicago. 1974. The match is out of control. Baron von Raschke, the Beast of Berlin, has decided to take matters in his own hand. When he saw Heenan getting body slammed in the corner by Chris Taylor, he got irate, jumped in the ring, and started punching on Putski. Putski now is having his hand raised. In the ring came his savior, the USA Olympic star from 1972, the bronze medal winner. And let me tell you, you're a great one. The great Chris Taylor, the late great Chris Taylor, brought into the wrestling profession by Vern Gagne, trained by... Oh, fans, here it is, our premiere show. That was exciting. And thank you, J.D. What a moment in history. And now, the moment of truth. Ready or not, a shocking new dimension for pro wrestling, with chilling predictions of things to come, slithering in from the depths of parts unmentionable to tell everything no matter who it hurts. The sinister minister of fear, the sinister one. Your predictions, please.
Come on. Oh, great spirits, demons of the depths of dark, messengers of mayhem, light the path for your humble servant. Mr. Ba! I see bad things in the South. Porno! I see porno in the Great South. Blondes on Space Mountain. Wait a minute, man. We need heroes for our kids. Heroes for our children. Wise up, blonde bomber. Wise up, daddy. No room for this in our sport. Wait a minute. Hey, easy, boy. Now here, man. I see something in Chicago, Bob. Mr. Bob, it's bad, man. She's flying around. She's stinging. She's buzzing. She's banging. That's not honey. It's sour, man. We gotta help her. We gotta help them, daddy. We gotta swat her down. Take the honey, take the sting away from the bee, baby. That's it. That's it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see a fast, big arena. I see a wrestling ring. 10, 15. I see 20 men. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a giant amongst these men. A giant. 8 foot tall. 550 pounds. Bodies are flying. They're going over the ropes, down in the concrete. Broken bones and wings and things. It's the silo. The silo. Easy on the hat, man. Easy, easy, easy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, hey, something's coming.
Hold it, hold it. Okay, hold it. This is it. This is it. We gotta... I'm sorry, baby. Baby. Hey, hey, hey. That's it. Hey.
Coming back to get you. Monsters of the mat. Yeah.
Wrestling fans, the moment you've been waiting for. This is a tag team match. First off, weighing 220 pounds from San Francisco, Shotgun Willie. And his partner from the USSR, Russia. I give you Igor Zatkoff. Zatkoff. And they'll be challenging from Mexico City, weighing 220 pounds, Luis Martinez. And his partner Streetwalker from Chatham, Ontario, weighing 228 pounds. Let's hear it for Rick Bolton. Rick Bolton. Tag team wrestling.
Tag team bout in store for the fans now. This should be one filled with action, Bruiser.
Yeah, no, I've never seen this Russian.
Yeah, he is a strange-looking guy, isn't he?
That's, to me, the way a Russian should look. Every time I've seen Russians lately on some other wrestling programs, they look like big, tall American football players. But all the Russians I've ever seen, I've been all over the world, they're strange-looking guys, especially this guy. This Russian, they call him the Siberian Express. And they say he's as goofy as they come.
Taking off that T-shirt with Russia #1 on the back. Certainly, I would think you would get a few arguments from the fans in attendance here. Shotgun Willie and Luce Martinez. They're on the run. Martinez catches him, though. Shotgun taking a few seconds to think things over. They lock up back in center ring. Go behind by Luce Martinez. Reversal by Shotgun Willie. And a nice takedown by Louis. Certainly one of the most skilled wrestlers in action today. Arriba, Luce Martinez. We're coming to you from the beautiful Premier Center in Detroit, Michigan. Scene of many classic battles in years past. And, of course, one of the all-time great names in the history of Detroit professional wrestling, Dick the Bruiser.
The Siberian Express is derailed right now.
He certainly is. We got him now, says Louis. Look at that physique of Luce Martinez. He's in tip-top shape at all times.
Right.
He's almost a conditioning fanatic, I think, isn't he, Bruiser?
Yes, they say he works out hours every day.
Louis going to work on that leg. Could sit down on it. He does. That's a couple of 100 pounds down on the leg. I'm certain the Russian felt that one. Louis with the boot into the midsection of the mad Russian Igor Zatkoff. Little stump pull in action. Zatkoff into the corner. Louis moves right on his man, whips him into the ropes, catches him with that big elbow. Roll up now.
There goes my Siberian Express.
And Shotgun Willie breaks it up.
Shotgun Willie was to the rescue.
The Russian rakes away at the face of Luce Martinez.
Hey, who you think you are, big man? Come at me, baby. Come on. Woo! Come on. Ooh.
Look at Zatkoff now. Putting a stretch on the mouth of Martinez.
Looks more like the Russians that I've seen.
But a guy like Luce Martinez certainly knows how to take it.
Now, you were talking before a man possessed. I think this Russian is possessed.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think he really knows what he's doing.
I don't know if the elevator stops at every floor.
That's right, that's true.
Shotgun Willie in again, once again wearing this controversial ornament. The studs, the chain. Certainly the commission keeping a close eye on whether or not he uses these ornaments as a weapon in the ring. Martinez with a forearm to take Shotgun Willie off his feet. Makes the tag. Here comes Rick Bolton from Toronto, Canada. Very good young professional wrestler. He body slams the man from San Francisco. And another body slam by Rick Bolton. In for the pin. One. He breaks it up.
Rick Bolton's a well-built wrestler, too. I like to see these young guys that work out quite a bit.
I think that's one thing that most of the wrestlers have in common on this program. They're all in tip-top shape because they're all out there to win.
Yeah, they're out there to win, but here comes a Russian. Now, like I said, he looks like a Russian. If you go to Europe, that's the way the Russians look.
He's laying the big boots into Rick Bolton. Bolton dazed now, manages to throw in a fisto as the Russian tags off the Shotgun Willie. Double teaming now as the referee tries to get Martinez out.
That's the way they do it. That's bruising bedlam, this stuff. Although we wish it was the other team doing it to the Russian and Shotgun Willie.
Bolton having his problems with the Russian Igor Zatkoff and Shotgun Willie. It's the Russian against Bolton. And the Russian whips him off the ropes over the top. He goes back body drop. And watch out, Shotgun Willie is on the top rope, comes down with a fist across the head. And here goes the Russian, Bruiser.
Well, I think the Russian falls on him.
Leg drop that was. Oh, the victory. Luce Martinez just unable to come to the aid of his partner. Shotgun Willie and Igor Zatkoff. They have proven to be quite a force in tag team competition.
Well, these two guys are different. It's different of a team that I've seen. They're not two peas in a pod, these winners.
Look at them, they're not done yet.
They're wild.
Taking more punishment on Rick Bolton. Luce Martinez, though, is ready to take on Bolt. Head on cross. Igor Zatkoff and Shotgun Willie. They met head on. As Luce Martinez helps Rick Bolton out of the ring and back to the dressing room. Let's take a look at it again, Bruiser. Here comes Igor Zatkoff off the second rope as Shotgun Willie holds Bolton in position. Comes down with that big leg drop.
Shotgun Willie.
Our featured match is coming up momentarily. Stick around. A world championship match. The champion, the great Wojo, to defend the title against Calyspo Jim, who will be accompanied at ringside by Bobo Brazil. That's coming up right after this.
Fantastic. That's what they say about the great buys at One Stop, 4301 South Lake Park Avenue. Open 7 a.m., 7 days a week until 9 p.m., Sundays to 6. We may be hard to find, but believe it, we're for real. Ad specials every Thursday in the Sun-Times Food Guide. 40-pound boxes of chicken wings, always on sale. Prices lower on margarine, sugar, and one-stop shortening. Hooray! Rush over now, 4301 South Lake Park Avenue. Chicken and ribs are specialty. We accept food stamps. Savings are fantastic. Fantastic!
If you want to see more classic wrestling from the world-famous Angelo Savoldi Wrestling Library, the largest privately owned library of classic wrestling in the world, head on over to the Ultimate Classic Wrestling Network, available now on all major streaming platforms.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the WWA World Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kingston, Jamaica, weighing 244 pounds, let's get our hands together for Calyspo Jim and his manager, Bobo Brazil. And now, the champion. Hails from Toledo, Ohio, weighing 260 pounds. I give you the great Wojo and his manager, Dr. Jerry Graham.
Look, I like to challenge this great Wojo, this so-called champion. I'm going to issue a challenge to him. I don't care about the winner of this match. I'm challenging you. I'm talking to you.
Pure mayhem in center ring. Through Buffalo. Flying Fred Curry has challenged the world heavyweight champion, but for the moment, it's Calyspo Jim, who has a golden opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship.
I knew Calyspo was good, but he is really good.
And full credit goes to you, Bruiser, for putting this match together.
That's right. I figured if anybody, there's two fellas right now in position that could beat the great Wojo. One of them's Calyspo Jim, and the other's Flying Fred Curry. Normally they're a tag team, but they split up. They're out to get the great Wojo. Definitely.
Wojo throws off Calyspo Jim. Look at Graham.
Graham tripped him.
Graham, a constant nuisance at ringside. Bobo Brazil, though, heads around to Graham's territory. And Graham beats a hasty retreat. The great Wojo puts the moves on Calyspo Jim. Wojo, I think, has one of the most extensive repertoires of professional wrestling holds in existence. Look at that, a beautiful suplex.
That'd be the end now. He's still
Calyspo Jim was able to withstand that. Certainly Calyspo Jim in top condition. That's the only way you can obtain a match with the world's champion, much less last in there. Bobo Brazil rooting on his man, his protege, Calyspo Jim, from his vantage point at ringside. Dr. Jerry Graham, always a dangerous presence in the corner of the great Wojo. Wojo has Calyspo Jim choking him over the top rope. Referee orders him to stand back, let Calyspo Jim out of the ropes. Wojo refusing, though. What action we're seeing. Bruiser Bedlam at its best.
This is it, Bruiser Bedlam. That's for sure.
And we're coming to you from the Premier Center. A beautiful location for professional wrestling in Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City.
And Wojo's now pulling Calyspo's braids. I hate to say it, but if I was wrestling Calyspo and I like him, I would be pulling those braids too. That's just something that you'd normally do.
Wojo thrown off by Calyspo Jim, and he does manage to throw him over.
He's back.
Calyspo Jim with a headlock. Wojo lifts him up, though, but Wojo is taken over by the Calyspo.
Yeah, he's still got plenty of strength left.
We're seeing a lot of fire and action in this one. This is what you can expect when the WWA comes to town. Look at Graham again. Calyspo Jim has had it. He's had it. He's going after Graham. But don't turn your back on Wojo. Uh-oh. The great Wojo on a knee lift that puts Calyspo Jim down. Bobo Brazil showing concern for his protege at ringside as Wojo picks up his man. Grabs him right across the knee on the stomach first.
He's out, and he's hurt. He's hurt, too.
Calyspo Jim instinctively kicking out of that pin attempt by Wojo. A backbreaker by Wojo. In for the count. Referee is right there. But Jim's on the ropes. Got his foot on the ropes. There you see it. That prevented the 3 count from going in. And there's Graham on the right-hand side of your screen again. Dr. Jerry Graham is very brave as long as he's on the opposite side of the ring from the great Bobo Brazil.
That's right. He wouldn't dare go near Bobo.
The great Wojo, a master at professional wrestling holds, former Olympic champion.
Don't let him get you, Jim.
And Jim. The fans appreciate that move, and Jim is fired up.
That's a complete surprise, giving the Wojo that suplex.
Jim has Wojo in the corner, laying in a heavy forearm. But there's Graham again.
There it is.
And here comes Bobo. Calyspo Jim taking his lot of punishment from the great Wojo, laying in those heavy fists. Wojo, a very, very powerful wrestler.
Get up, Jim.
And Wojo's up onto the middle rope. And here he comes. Double fist in the back of Calyspo Jim. Calypso's in trouble as Wojo puts the big boots to him.
That hurts. He's got you pinned right between his foot.
Oh.
Canvas, and it hurts.
The great Wojo, the World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. This is a title match. A title match between 2 top competitors, something you rarely see on television. Here he comes again with another fist. And Jim's in trouble.
He's punishing him now.
Face first on the canvas again, Wojo with the attack with the boots. Jim just has had a heck of a time getting into the action here. He's certainly having his problems. Calyspo Jim, certainly one of the finest wrestlers around. And he's been overwhelmed by the great Wojo. Wojo's all the way up to the top. But Jim got there first. And all the fans thrilling to the action from Calyspo Calypso Jim. He had all he could take from the great Wojo.
This is Bruiser Bedlam. This is Bruiser Bedlam. Now get him, Jim.
Over the top goes Wojo. Wojo feeling the effects of that one. Now watch out for Jerry Graham, lurking dangerously in the background. Oh, a power slam. Looked like Wojo went down head first.
Oh, he hit it right on his head. That should finish Wojo.
We could see a championship change hands here today on Bruiser Bedlam.
This shows Wojo's recuperative powers.
Yes, it does.
Any normal wrestler would have been completely knocked out. He lived right on top of his head on that power slam.
Wojo in superb condition, perhaps better condition than any professional athlete today.
Like I told you, he's tough.
Flying mare by the Calypso.
They're both tough. Both men deserve, even though I don't like Wojo, they deserve a lot of credit for as tough as they are.
Well, certainly, you can empathize with what Calypso Jim is feeling. You've been in there many times with the great Wojo and some classic encounters. Headbutt.
He's going.
Look out for Graham on the right-hand side of your screen. Calypso's going after him with a headbutt. And the fans love every minute of it. Calypso Jim has had all he can take from Dr. Jerry Graham. Graham is down, out on the floor. Here comes Bobo. Meanwhile, the referee is putting in the count. Dick the Bruiser is on his feet now. Bobo trying to get Calypso Jim back into the ring, but I do believe it is too late. Yes. Bruiser, I think he was counted out.
That's the way it looks. Let's see.
That's unfortunate, but you know you can't blame Calypso Jim for going after Graham.
When he did go after him, he has done a job on Graham. Graham is bleeding.
And Bobo Brazil headbutted Dr. Jerry just out of camera range.
Well, I'll tell you.
There's the doctor.
That's Bruiser Bedlam.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by disqualification and still champion, the great Wojo.
Like clarification, Bruiser, Calypso Jim was counted out on the floor.
He was counted out, but he did inflict punishment.
What a match it was. Both men giving it their all. Calypso Jim very frustrated.
You notice that Calypso Jim stomped on Graham's hand when he's down there. It looks like he's broken it. He's broken Graham's hand.
And how about a big round of applause for Calypso Jim and Bobo Brazil?
Calypso Jim, we all feel for you. You certainly gave the great Wojo one of the best challenges we've ever seen in a world championship match here on television, and I don't think that any of the fans here can blame you. You took all you could take from Dr. Jerry Graham, and you went right after him finally.
Yes, man, this guy, Dr. Jerry Graham, I have had so much off this guy since I come into the United States, man. And this Dr. Jerry Graham, every time I get the great Wojo down, I get someone in his stable down, he always picked, and I just took too much, man. I took too much off this guy, I'm sorry. I get carried away to all the fans and the people, the belt should have been mine, but I got carried away, man. Over Dr. Graham, thanks to Bobo, was trying to get me in. I wouldn't listen for my...
Calypso, we're out of time, but I'm sure with the great way you proved yourself tonight, you'll get an opportunity very, very soon again.
It's time to thank all those fine friends out there who helped make their contribution that made this show possible. Riley's Trick Shop, one of the best in the Midwest. Thanks, Riley. Thanks a million to one of our biggest boosters, DD, who has been working diligently with our Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame project. Thanks, DD. We won't forget you. And to our sponsors, Bernie and Arnie Turvitz of Ben's Auto Sales, my staunchest supporters over the past 16 years. I know this one's really off the wall, guys, but I think it's going to be a great show. And let me thank One Stop, Nick Cladis, my friend, a real sports fan and a great sportsman. Thanks, Nick. And to you, Denny Cladis. And to the Gallios brothers, Pete, Jimmy, Nick, and Vanny of Miller's Pub, who have this on tonight right down there at Miller's Pub. Hello there, guys at Miller's Pub. Have one on me. And let me tell you, where the celebrities meet to eat. And to my partner, Joey Sanfratello, I give you a big hand, Joey. You're doing it, you believe in this, and you're going to stay with it. Thanks, Joey. And thanks to J.D. Bergman of the Bergman Corporation, one of my great pals and real friends, and to my pal Nick at Dappers, and to Jimmy and Jerry at the House of Trucks. If you'd like to advertise in this show, write to me, Bob Luce, Post Office Box 89, Glenview 60025, or call WCIU Channel 26 during the office hours, and leave your name and phone number, will you? I'll call you back. And now, a little potpourri, because come on in here, J.D. We've had a lot of fun here, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
We're all out to sell. Look at this. Here, this, I want, come in here. This is the sinister minister. Minister, J.D. has asked me a question.
Go ahead.
J.D., he wants to have something. He wants to know when he's going to see the monsters.
When am I going to see the monsters?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. You're going to see the monsters when the monsters are ready. Because I'm the minister of fear, and I fear nobody, because they're here. J.D., they're with me, you understand?
I hear you. I hear you.
Look at these boys.
Can you get your guitar and play a song going on? While he's going,
I play stuff.
Hey, listen, if any of you fans out there, hey, if you wanna, hey, we got the Sinister Trio. That's right, they play and sing, and he's got a card, baby. He's in the musicians. But wait a minute, look at this. Here. You see these Hall of Fame T-shirts? You want to get one? Well, here, right up on your screen. The official Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame official T-shirts. Small, medium, large, extra large. Specify kid sizes. Okay? Just like the monsters wear. $7.50 each, including mailing. Here's where you mail it. Mail in your money if you want to. $7.50. Check or money order. Bob Luce Enterprises, Post Office Box 89. Glenview, Illinois, 600. Keep that up there, Mary, as we go through this. And here it is, the Saints, the Monster Song. Go ahead.
Sing to 'em.
Go ahead, Bob. When the Monsters go marching in.
You like it? When the monsters go marching in.
Yeah!
When the monsters march in. Lord, I want to be in the arena. When the monsters march in.
You've just seen Bruiser Bedlam, and you're gonna see this every week. It's fantastic and it's tough, just like the Bruiser.
Non-stop action from beginning to end. I'm sure you enjoyed the match with El Bracero. We saw Mohammed Jihad Saad on today's program. The tag team match with Igor Zatkoff and Shotgun Willie was a thriller, but nothing compared to that main event. The world title match with Calyspo Jim and the great Wojo.
That Wojo makes me madder every time I see him. That dirty rat, he's got a head like a pumpkin, but I hate him, but he's the best. Ugh.
Monsters of the Mat segments produced by Bob Luce Enterprises with matches presented by Bedlam Productions Incorporated in association with Championship Wrestling Incorporated. For Dick the Bruiser and all the Monsters of the Mat, I invite you back next Saturday night after midnight at 12:30 for more fun and blood here on Channel 26. Join us if you dare.
Streaming now on all available platforms. It's the action-packed excitement of the best seat in the house, memories and mayhem on Ultimate Classic Wrestling.